Today I want to talk a little bit about interests. These are things like your hobbies or your free time activities or your leisure activities. So today I want to talk about music. So let's talk about music. The question is, how often do you listen to music? Now remember, this is a time question, and I put some phrases down here, some words that you could use to talk about. For example, how often do you listen to music? Well, I listen to music every day because I really enjoy music. I love music. I love to hear the singing. I love to hear the instruments, things like that. Or I usually listen to music when I feel really stressed or I feel stressed out. Maybe you're stressed because of work, or maybe you're stressed because of school. So a good thing to say is, I listen to music when I feel stressed. Or maybe music is something that makes you relax. So how often do you listen to music? Well, I often listen to music whenever I want to relax, because music calms me down and it relaxes me. So maybe I will listen to some classical music or some instrumental music, something like that. Here's some more phrases. After a long day. I usually listen to music after a long day of studying or a long day at work. So that's another phrase you could use. Or I often listen to music before I go to bed because it's a way to help me relax before I go to sleep. So now we've got before bed, and it's a way that I can relax before I go to sleep or go to bed. And then another one, something like me, how often do you listen to music? I listen to music all the time because I like to listen to my favorite songs by my favorite artists or my favorite singers. So I really enjoy that. So here's some phrases you can use to answer this question. To continue on about our topic about interests, we're talking about music, so here's another music question. What kind of music do you usually listen to? I put some phrases up here that you might have. Most people that I hear about today, they usually talk about pop music. But I put some other different kinds of music like pop, rock, rap, country, classical, R&B, which is rhythm and blues. For me, I really like music, but again, this question is, what kind of music do you usually listen to? So you want to think about your favorite type of music. What I would recommend, if you don't know some of these genres or these different kinds of music, maybe do some research. But I think today, most people like pop music, which is popular music, and there's a lot of people. You might also think about maybe, so when you answer this question, what kind of music do you usually listen to? Well, I usually listen to rock because I like a lot of bands from rock and roll. I like people that have long hair and they play loud music. But I know today, most kids like to listen to pop music. So maybe think of some of your favorite bands or groups. You know, like, I think a lot of the kids like BTS today, so maybe something like that. Talk about a band or a group that you like to listen to. Or maybe think about some of your favorite songs or your favorite singers. Again, the main thing is you're talking about the music that you like to listen to, but it's okay to talk about, you know, some popular singers or some popular bands because it's the type or the kind of music that they sing, so maybe you pick something from here. Like in the previous question, I talked about listening to maybe classical music before I went to bed. You can kind of incorporate, or you can combine those answers to make a longer answer. Okay? So, continuing on with music, here's another question that's related to the previous topic that we talked about. Is there any kind of music you really hate? And if you remember before, we talked about pop and rock and classical and country. So is there a music that you don't like, or a kind or type or genre of music that you don't like? You would mention that. And then also, if you like all music, you could have an answer like, well, I really can't think of anything that I dislike or hate because I enjoy all kinds of music. So you could have an answer like that. So remember, like I said in the previous one, you could mention a particular side. A lot of my students don't like rock music because it's too loud or it's noisy. So maybe you could use words like that. Maybe words like too loud, noisy. Even words like boring. You know, maybe you listen to music and it's kind of boring and you don't like that. Maybe country music is boring to you because it's slow. So, you know, there's some phrases like too loud or noisy or boring that you could use. Okay? So to continue on with our topic about music, here's one last question. Have you ever been to a live music concert? Now, sometimes my students get confused by this. A live music concert, that's when you go to watch a singer or a performance live. That means it's not on television or not on your YouTube videos or something like that. And there's some really interesting language that you could use with this. For example, I really love going to live music concerts because the atmosphere is very exciting and there's a lot of energy in the air. The other thing is it always puts me in a very good mood because I'm really happy when I get to go see my favorite band or my favorite singer. The other thing that I like about going to, and again, remember, the first thing you want to do is, have you ever been to a live music concert? So this is a yes or no question. So you would answer it like, yes, of course, or no, I have not, but I would really like to go in the future. But maybe if you've been, you could say something like, yeah, I love going to concerts. I usually go to a concert every month, or I go once a week, or I go whenever I see my favorite band or my favorite group performing. Things like that. So again, going to live music concerts. Okay, thank you very much.